If you've ever watched Melania and Donald Trump interact and thought, are they married or just awkward coworkers at a company retreat? You're definitely not alone. Their relationship has been dissected more than a Thanksgiving turkey. From dodged kisses to legendary hand swats, it's less The Notebook and more The Office, but make it presidential. It's a love story wrapped in a mystery, dunked in hairspray, and served with a side of side-eye. So grab your popcorn, we're diving into a romance that's equal parts confusing and compulsively watchable. Once upon a very businesslike time. Back in 2004, before Melania officially became Mrs. Trump, the couple sat down for an interview that would age like a fine, awkward wine. When asked about how they split duties in their household, Donald proudly said he focused on work while Melania managed things at home. And that included letting the housekeeper, well, do his job. Melania chimed in with her own brand of elegance, saying she preferred things immaculate. If Donald left the bed for even a second, she'd remake it. Yes, really. They presented their life like a vintage 1950s commercial. Him as the breadwinner, her as the silent, stylish domestic goddess. Somewhere Betty Draper raised an eyebrow. Diapers? Absolutely not. Once the wedding bells had rung, the pair joined Larry King for a post-nuptial chat. The topic of kids came up, and Donald wasted no time clarifying he wouldn't be part of diaper duty, or food prep, or really any kind of hands-on parenting. "That's not my thing," he said bluntly. He added, of course, that Melania would be an unbelievable mother, while he'd be a great father, based on vibes, we guess. This level of delegation borders on what experts cheekily call weaponized incompetence. The art of being so bad at something, on purpose, that your partner just gives up and does it themselves. But Donald didn't even bother to fake it. And Melania? She smiled and nodded like a woman who knew exactly what she was signing up for. Independence or strategic avoidance. Melania has often claimed that to be married to someone like Donald, you need to be independent, strong, and very smart, and possibly have a black belt in emotional judo. She told Parenting Magazine it's a big responsibility being married to him. In another interview, she echoed the same sentiment. It takes a sharp mind and an even sharper sense of self to survive in Trump world. Meanwhile, Donald himself admitted during his 2015 campaign that he barely saw Melania or their son Barron. But according to him, it was all fine. They understood he was doing something important. Melania, meanwhile, was holding down the fort quietly and consistently in the background. Feminists around the globe winced in unison. Equal partners? Not exactly. When asked if their marriage was one of equals, Donald responded, yes, then immediately corrected himself. Actually, she's more than 50%, which, depending on how you interpret it, either means he's giving her credit, or he's admitting she does everything while he does. What exactly? Even when Melania stepped into the spotlight to promote her memoir, her answers were vague and PR polished. "We don't always agree," she told Fox News. That's about as spicy as it got. No fireworks, no tea, just a calm nod to occasional disagreement, like two coworkers politely debating the printer settings, missed kisses, and hand swats. Let's talk body language, because if Melania had $1 for every time she sidestepped one of Donald's kisses in public, she'd probably have enough to launch her own silent retreat in Slovenia. One of the most iconic moments came during Donald's 2024 Republican nomination speech. As he leaned in for a celebratory kiss, Melania gracefully dodged it like she was avoiding an airborne sneeze. The internet? Delighted. Then there was that World Series game. Remember the one where she smiled next to him for 0.2 seconds before rolling her eyes so hard you could hear it? That clip spread faster than a Trump tweet at 3 a.m. Umbrellas and elbows. Ah yes, the great umbrella fiasco of 2018. It was raining. Donald had an umbrella. Did he share it? Of course not. Melania was left to fend for herself while he stayed dry, giving new meaning to every man for himself. And who could forget the White House Easter egg roll? Melania had to elbow the President of the United States to remind him to place his hand over his heart during the national anthem. Now that's what you call a girl boss moment. Events gone cold. From state dinners to summits, the Trumps have had their share of awkward appearances. At a fundraiser in Mar-a-Lago, Melania's face said, "Help me," louder than any press release. And during a joint appearance with the Czech Prime Minister, Trump left the ladies behind like an Uber ride he forgot he ordered. Then came the infamous Air Force event where Melania introduced Donald. Normally you'd expect a kiss or a hug, right? Nope. He greeted her with a formal handshake, then lightly nudged her aside like a piece of set decor. It was less date night and more PowerPoint presentation. The hand-holding Olympics. The saga of hand-holding has become its own subgenre in the Trump marriage. During trips to Israel and Rome, Melania dodged his hand like it was covered in hand sanitizer residue. In another clip, he tried to hold her hand during a White House welcome, but she resisted like a toddler refusing bedtime. After several awkward pokes and pinky curls, she finally gave in, probably just to stop the national cringe. The "I wouldn't cry" comment. Just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, Trump told a room full of donors that if he were shot, Melania wouldn't cry. This was at a fundraiser for his own party. The man knows how to set a mood, doesn't he? Ironically, in 2024, he did get shot in the ear, and while Melania released a public statement expressing her concern, many wondered if she had to be reminded to send it. Cold? Maybe. Calculated? Possibly. Confusing? Absolutely. Twitter likes and telling smiles. Remember that time Melania's Twitter account liked a tweet that joked, "The only wall Trump's built is the one between him and Melania?" The internet erupted in laughter. Her PR team claimed it was accidental, and passwords were promptly changed. But the damage and memes were done. There was also the infamous Inauguration Day. Donald marched up the steps, ignoring his wife completely, while Michelle Obama got a gentlemanly hand kiss from Barack. At the inaugural ball, Melania danced like she was mentally elsewhere, possibly redecorating her suite at Mar-a-Lago. The exit heard round the world. Perhaps the clearest expression of Melania's feelings came when she left the White House in January 2021. While Trump faced the press, Melania practically skipped onto the plane, flashing a grin that said, "Free at last!" It was the happiest she had looked in 4 years, and possibly the happiest she'd ever looked, period. So, is it love or a carefully negotiated treaty? At the end of the day, the Trump marriage isn't easily defined. Is it a love story, a power partnership, a mutual understanding between two people who know exactly what they want and don't want from each other? Or is it just a modern version of stay in your lane and we'll be fine? Melania's icy glares and hand swats could just be a distaste for public displays of affection, or they could be the silent screams of a woman who's been stuck in a bizarre reality show for 2 decades. We'll probably never know for sure, but one thing is certain: as long as Donald and Melania Trump keep appearing in public together, we'll be watching, mugs of popcorn in hand, ready to analyze every missed kiss, awkward glance, and umbrella mishap like it's the season finale of a very strange drama series. So what do you think? Is this relationship a mystery wrapped in a gold-plated enigma, or just a very long and very public performance? Drop your theories below, and remember, whether you're a fan, a critic, or just here for the popcorn, at least it's never boring. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most awkward love story, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It's cheaper than marriage counseling. Hit that subscribe button for more juicy, hilarious breakdowns of public romances gone rogue. And ring that bell so you never miss a moment of side-eye, hand swats, and presidential PDA fails.